Welcome to Count With Me. I'm Robin. We're counting the Omer together. Today is the 24th day in the count, and let's see what our letter is. Oops, upside down. This is a Beit. It's the second time that we've had this letter, and the last time that we'll have it in our lineup of letters in the Shema. It is at the beginning of the word Baruch, which is the second line of the Shema. Can you believe that we have already gone through 24 days? We are approximately halfway through the count. We talked about this letter when we discussed the word kavod, glorious. It is in the middle of that word, and it means house. As you can see, it looks a little bit like a house. It has three sides, has a nice big doorway so that we can go in, or so that things can come out. Beit, the letter Beit, is the first letter of the Torah, and it looks like the things that are coming out of creation into this realm, into this house. Let's talk a little bit today about a blessed house. There's so many wonderful things that we could explore with this word blessed. But today I think we're going to make it quite practical, like we did the last time we talked about this word. And I think that one of the reasons we want to do that is because we all live in a house, hopefully. Hopefully all the people who are watching this do live in a house. And even if they didn't live in a house, they would still live in a physical house, in a physical dwelling. Our houses are places of protection and security, and right now we have been in our houses for extended periods of time because of the pandemic, the coronavirus. And I think that we have been focusing on what our homes look like and what is in them, what doesn't need to be in them. In my last discussion about the house, I was cleaning my linen closet, so I shared a little bit about that process and showed you some of the sorting that was going on. Well, my linen closets look much better now. They're much more organized. And I want to bring out that in order for us to have a blessed, blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. In order for us to be blessed, we must bless. So what does that mean? That means that we say things that involve blessing and we do things that involve blessing. When the children of Israel were commanded to leave Egypt, they had to do something, didn't they? They had to put the blood on the door posts of their homes, and then the death angel would pass over those houses, and they were the children who were able to go free. So it is with us. We have things that we have to do in our homes in order for our homes to be blessed. And one of those things is that we have to make sure that we have the blood of the Lamb, the blood of the Messiah, posted on the doorposts of our houses, in terms of our hearts, metaphorically speaking, and on our physical dwellings as well. So we do put the mezuzot. The Torah says to put a certain scripture in a little on the doorposts of your houses. Mezuzot means doorposts. When we come in and go out of our houses, what do? We bless. We say words of blessing. We say words of blessing at the Shabbat table. If we get into the habit of praising and blessing, it will be amazing how much blessing will come into our homes. The home is a place where peace should dwell. We want our homes to have the name of his glorious kingdom imprinted upon them, and in order for that to happen, we need to be speaking about the glorious kingdom. We need to be speaking blessings over one another, blessings over our husbands, blessings over our wives, blessings over our children. Inculcate that whole positive mental attitude in our children. Now I want to address a very practical topic. Years ago, I found the Flylady. This is her book, Sync Reflections, and her story is a wonderful story about how she discovered how to keep order in her home. So this is a practical lesson of keeping order in our homes. Now, oftentimes, and especially right now, as I said, since we are in our homes, we see chaos in our homes. We see physical chaos around us, and it's a picture of, we can go back to Bereshit, back to the beginning, can't we? When the divine Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters and over the chaos and did what? Brought order out of the chaos. This is a process. It's a daily process, a weekly process, a monthly process. I think sometimes those of us who have a little bit of a type A personality think that it's all going to get done and then we'll be done. And some people probably are able to maintain a done home. But if you are, especially if you are in the process of raising children and you're in the process of family life, your home is going to have some areas, most likely, that need some attention and that look a little bit chaotic. But when I see those little areas in my life, in my home, I have to remind myself that that's a sign that life is happening here. I like to take pictures of my Shabbat table before the family comes and sits down. Everything's orderly and neat and lovely and wonderful, and it looks very, very welcoming. But I realized recently I took a picture after the dinner, and the napkins were here and there, and the food, here and there, the glasses here and there, the silverware, everything had been used, and I realized life happened, Shabbat happened, and really the picture after the meal is the more important picture. And even though I like the order, I have to remind myself it's that after the dinner picture that's really important. One of the things that the Flylady encourages is a weekly home blessing. And this is a really simple thing. 10 minutes on these few things. 10 minutes on vacuuming, and you say, I can't just spend 10 minutes. I have to spend an hour. No, she says 10 minutes on each thing. She said, okay, let me just read this from her website. And you should go to her website if you want to help to establish order in various aspects. She has all kinds of wonderful tips. And there are lots of different home organization methods. This one just happened to be the one that really, really helped me. And part of the reason is because I don't have large chunks of time, or maybe I should say I don't take large chunks of time generally to establish order, because I'm working full time. I'm a teacher. I have a home business. I'm a wife. I'm a mother of grown children. I'm a grandmother. So I have a lot of things going on in my life. And it's very helpful to me to be able to organize my home in little chunks of time. And Flylady is really, really helpful with that. So on her website, she says regarding the home blessing, Flylady sets her timer for 10 minutes to work on each of 7 ways to bless your home. If you don't have 10 minutes, then use our 2-minute challenge. There's a little challenge that she has in a separate area of the site. So I guess 10 minutes on 7 ways might be a little bit more than an hour, but that's okay. Don't spend all day is the point. Just keep it to about an hour. Vacuum, dust, quickly mop the floors that have to be mopped, polish the mirrors and the doors, purge the magazines and catalogs, change the sheets, and empty all the trash cans. You can do this in 10 minutes each because, for example, she says when you vacuum, you only vacuum the middles. You don't vacuum all the way to the walls. And the point of blessing your home like this is that once you're done with this, you have an environment where if anybody comes to the door, and you won't be embarrassed if they knock on your door, because you have spent just this 1 hour a week putting things in order, because you can't vacuum, obviously, if the children's toys are all over the floor. You have to get them picked up and put into their places. When I was a young mother, my mother gave me a wonderful tip that her mother had given to her. And she said, if your floors are swept, your dishes are done, and your beds are made, your house is clean. I followed that for years and years and years while I was raising our children, and it really worked. By 10:30 in the morning, I had the children off to school, and I had those three things done, and I was ready to start my work day, which at that time was a work day at home. And I was able to work on my business that I developed during those years, and I had a nice environment in which to do that. As you look around your home and you see these areas that need your focus, remember that there are some basic things that just help you to feel blessed and help your family to feel blessed. If your family can come into a room that's basically orderly, they're not going to look over in the corners and see if there's a cobweb or, if somebody comes to your house, they're not coming to see if your house is perfectly spick and span, if it's perfectly clean. They're coming to enjoy you, and they're coming to bless you, and you in turn can bless them by having a peaceful home. And one of the very first places that a peaceful and blessed home begins is by having some order and by having things in a basic form. One of the other things that Flylady encourages us in is this: you cannot organize clutter. You have to get rid of clutter. So she has a wonderful system for helping you to get rid of the clutter that might be in your home, and it's very doable. It's just a very doable system. So the point is, bless your home and bless the Lord in your home, in your environment, so that as you go about your day and as you go about serving Hashem, serving the Lord, that you can bless the name of His glorious kingdom beginning right here in your own homes. Do so with your body temple as well. Get rid of the body clutter, get rid of the junk food, get rid of the sugar, get rid of the things that tear your system down and make your body so that the immune system is depressed. You want your immune system to be strong so that the doorways can keep the things out that should not be inside our homes. Blessings on this 24th day of the counting of the Omer. There's so much more to say about blessing. Just be blessed. Walk in blessing. Speak blessing. Speak it over yourself. Speak it over your family. And speak it over your communities. And speak it over your homes. And then do the things that bring blessing. Thank you so much for counting with me.